After completing the placement of explosives throughout the second life pod, Zhang Yi immediately ordered the retreat. As they moved, he continued to affix smaller explosive devices to the doors of rooms they passed. Liang Yu followed closely, her gaze drawn toward the far end of the silo where Chen Xinyan resided, a seething hatred burning within her at the thought of the base's atrocities and his manipulation of her students. She questioned why they didn't target Chen Xinyan directly to decapitate the organization. Zhang Yi, without turning, coldly explained that killing one man would not solve the systemic evil. The entire breeding ground of filth needed to be eradicated to prevent its perpetuation. Liang Yu found no rebuttal, silently acknowledging his grim logic. Their hurried movement toward the third life pod finally drew suspicion. A Special Forces soldier, his observational skills sharpened by training, noticed their abnormal behavior in the presence of the tabby cat at Zhang Yi's feet, a creature that should not exist within the base. He challenged them, raising his weapon. Zhang Yi, having no further need for stealth, activated his enhanced speed and fired a single, precise shot that pierced the soldier's helmet. The gunshot was a declaration of war, alerting the surrounding troops. As soldiers raised their weapons, Zhang Yi extended his right hand and invoked his dimensional gate, creating an impassable barrier that swallowed the hail of incoming bullets. Liang Yu, now fighting alongside him, felt a profound sense of security from this formidable defense. One soldier, Shen Hong, who had encountered Zhang Yi before, recognized the spatial ability and screamed a futile warning to scatter. With a slight smile, Zhang Yi unleashed a full counterattack, sending the absorbed bullets screaming back through the gate. The narrow passage became a slaughterhouse, bullets tore through armor and flesh, felling the front ranks instantly. Before the survivors could react, Zhang Yi withdrew the gate and unleashed dozens of deep-in grenades from the alternate dimension. The subsequent explosions in the confined space were catastrophic, shredding bodies and painting the walls crimson. The flicker of overhead lights signaled the imminent restoration of the base's power, a development that tightened Zhang Yi's expression. He shouted for a full retreat, knowing their advantage in the chaos was slipping away. However, soldiers, now under strict orders to delay them at all costs, converged from every direction, attempting to pin them down until Ling Feng and the superhuman captains could arrive. Uncle Yu, seeing the need for a decisive breakthrough, roared and activated his power. His body swelled violently, ripping through his protective suit as he transformed into a muscular giant over 2 meters tall, his bulk nearly filling the passageway. He charged forward like a human tank, the bullets pinging harmlessly off his hardened form. With a powerful surge, he plowed through the cordon of harassing soldiers, sending more than a dozen of them flying and clearing a bloody path for the group's desperate escape. Zhang Yi's plan to destroy the Xishan base's core leadership by planting timed explosives in the second life pod had succeeded, yet the sheer volume of soldiers surging through the passages from every direction still managed to shock him. Fortified by the custom stimulant coursing through his veins, he felt no fear, only a boiling excitement as he opened a dimensional gate and unleashed specially crafted armor-piercing rounds, cutting down at least 30 Special Forces soldiers in 5 minutes. The enemy, however, had orders to delay the intruders at any cost, and their suicidal pressure slowed the retreat considerably. Uncle Yu, transformed into a hulking titan over 2 meters tall with skin tough as granite, shouldered the vanguard, bullets barely marking his flesh. He revealed a self-healing factor that knit non-fatal wounds rapidly, reassuring Zhang Yi even as he used his body as a shield. Their path was suddenly blocked by 5 white-armored cyborgs, Shen Hong, Yu Lang, and 3 others, all implanted with Lingfeng cells and bearing a murderous grudge for fallen comrades. Abandoning firearms for daggers and claw knives, they lunged, only for Uncle Yu to sneer and sweep his massive arm, hurling all 5 against the walls with shattered internal organs. Zhang Yi coldly noted the inherent flaw of artificial cyborgs: their mutated cells devour their own bodies, weakening them over time, whereas natural superhumans like Uncle Yu only grow stronger. Uncle Yu himself expressed disappointment at the lack of a real challenge, his fists itching for a true battle. The group pushed past the crippled cyborgs, but a tall, thin figure materialized ahead: Fang Zun, the inhuman codenamed Fireman, marked by a gold star on his combat suit. Zhang Yi instantly deployed the dimensional gate, but Fang Zun laughed and unleashed a massive fire dragon that roared through the corridor. The gate swallowed the flames, yet the attack continued unabated. Zhang Yi realized the fireman was stalling, for the gate's position could not be moved while open. The temperature soared past 1,000 degrees, turning reinforced concrete walls cherry red, and the pursuing special forces drew dangerously close. Zhang Yi shouted for Fatty Su, and the gate erupted with a torrent of ice and snow collected from the alternate dimension, overwhelming the fire dragon in a cloud of steam. Fang Zun retreated but held the passage, pouring a black, oily fuel 10 times more potent than gasoline and igniting it with a finger snake of flame, standing unscathed in a 5-meter inferno as he summoned an even greater fire dragon. He taunted that Ling Feng would arrive soon to finish them, but the stimulants kept Zhang Yi's team calm. Fatty Sue surged forward, his hands glowing light blue, commanding the ice into a howling snowstorm that met the fire dragon head-on. The elemental deadlock bought precious seconds. Zhang Yi and Uncle Yu sprinted forward, only for a terrifying gust of wind to herald a new threat from behind. A familiar voice mocked Uncle Yu's desire for a spar. Zhang Yi's pupils contracted, Ling Feng had arrived. Uncle Yu instinctively threw a titanic punch at the blur rushing him. Ling Feng did not dodge, he met fist with fist. The impact hurled Uncle Yu back 7 meters, his right arm twisted into a grotesque spiral, fist pulverized, finger bones protruding. The Titan, renowned for physical might, had been broken in a single exchange. Zhang Yi gasped, recognizing the only man in Shishan base capable of such a feat. He instantly opened a dimensional gate between them. Ling Feng halted 10 meters away, sensing the strange space, knowing from their previous clash that the gate could not attack unless he entered it. He crossed his arms and sneered, flanked by a line of captain-level superhumans radiating hatred. Fatty Sue continued his snowstorm duel with Feng Zun ahead, the elemental advantage locking them in stalemate. Zhang Yi tossed Uncle Yu a third stimulant vial, the maximum safe dose, after which severe side effects would cripple the user for 2 weeks, but there was no choice. Hua Hua's fur bristled with a guttural growl, and Liang Yu gripped her knife hilt. Zhang Yi stood calm behind the gate, declaring that in this confined space, the dimensional gate made him untouchable. Ling Feng, relying on razor-sharp intuition, sensed the truth and waited, the standoff stretching tight as a drawn bow. Uncle Yu's recovery accelerated dramatically after his second stimulant injection, his unique self-healing constitution knitting tissue at visible speed while the immediate threats were neutralized. Fatty Sue held Feng Zun at bay with a wall of frost, and Zhang Yi's dimensional gate stood as an impassable barrier across the corridor, denying Ling Feng a direct line of advance. The standoff shattered when a woman stepped from behind Ling Feng's shoulder and spoke Zhang Yi's name. Yi Ronghua, a high-tier illusionist whose hypnosis amplified through eye contact, locked gazes with him. Her pupils seemed to deepen into an abyss, pulling at his consciousness, but the attack collapsed the instant it struck the dimensional gate. Brainwaves, though invisible, remained physical transmissions, the gate reflected them perfectly. Yi Ronghua screamed, clutching her eyes as convulsions racked her body, and the backlash swept through Ling Feng and the surrounding soldiers, plunging them into a shared hallucination. Zhang Yi did not linger to fight. He called Hua Hua, and the tabby cat at his feet swelled with a wet, muscular surge until it stood 2 meters at the shoulder and stretched 4 or 5 meters in length. Liang Yu vaulted onto its back first, extending a hand to pull Zhang Yi up, followed by Uncle Yu and Fatty Sue. As Hua Hua bolted for the exit, Zhang Yi retracted the gate, but not before emptying a torrent of grenades and high-grade explosives from the storage dimension onto the corridor floor. His thumb depressed the detonator the moment they cleared the corner. The underground space erupted. Flame and concussion rolled through the second life pod, detonating the time charges and smoke bombs they had left behind in a chain reaction that shook the bedrock. Fatty Sue shouted a question about the main charge. Zhang Yi confirmed it remained untouched, hidden in shadowed corners the enemy could not have cleared in the dim light, and promised to trigger it once they were clear. The pursuit erupted from the fire. A sheath of solid ice, centimeters thick, had sealed Ling Feng's group away from the blast. Shi Dayong's work, the man now transformed into a towering ice ape with Zhang Shuerong clamped across his shoulder. Beside him, Su Mingjia's body tore its own seams, muscles knotting into a grotesque, drooling monstrosity that snatched up the stunned Yi Ronghua and Feng Zun in each clawed hand. Ling Feng shattered his icy cocoon with a single punch, eyes burning with murder, and the entire captain-class roster of Shishan base surged after them. Hua Hua's paws hammered the tunnel floor, Fatty Sue leaning back to rake the pursuers with submachine gun fire that sparked harmlessly off Ling Feng's hide but bought fractions of seconds. They burst onto the surface night, the base's perimeter lights stabbing the darkness. Ling Feng halted 10 meters out, no longer rushing, his confidence absolute. At this range his speed could flank the gate's one-way defense, and his marksmanship could shred any vehicle they attempted to flee in. Zhang Yi slid from Hua Hua's back, knowing the beast could not carry 4 adults at escape velocity. The elite superhumans fanned into a semicircle, the air freezing with killing intent. Ling Feng's smile was cold, vengeful. "Now let's see where you run. There's no shelter here." Zhang Yi exhaled, the weight of every ambush and counter-ambush pressing down. When will this cycle of vengeance end?